In our last presentation, Professor Aris Ananta will elaborate more on the determinants of the availability of food based on 3 points, and they are speculative economy, demand, and supply.
Professor Aris Ananta is a senior researcher at the Institute of Southeast Asian Studies in Singapore. He will be presenting a working paper titled Paradigm on an Economic Development and Food Security. Let us welcome Professor Aris Ananta.
Terima kasih banyak. This is very timely, actually very timely. Why? The first one, we are experiencing global crisis, and the world is now thinking about new development paradigm. Without new development paradigm, the crisis will happen again and worse. Now you know that financial sector has been improving, but that is very fragile. No fundamental changes have been made in the mainstream economies. I am an economist, but I like to change the development paradigm of economics. Many people in the world are also working in that direction. So this seminar is very, very timely. We from Indonesia can contribute to the world development paradigm. Second, why it is very timely? This morning, the new government of Indonesia just appointed new cabinet. And one thing that makes me happy is the appointment of Professor Dr. Armida Alisjahbana as the chairperson of the National Development Planning Agency. Professor Alisjahbana is an economist with much concern on environment. So I hope it reflects the choice of the government on economists with interest on environment. Hopefully, with the assignment of Professor Alisjahbana as the head of National Development Planning Agency, can change the direction of development, change the direction of economic programs in Indonesia. Well, I would like also to thank the State Minister of Environment for inviting me, allowing me to share my ideas to this distinguished audience, and especially also that Supreme Master Jing Hai hopefully will be listening to me too, and we could work together in changing development paradigm. What I want to mention actually only 3 things. First, change the development paradigm. I talk this especially to my fellow economists. Change development paradigm from growth-oriented model to something else. So far, we economists talk about income growth is the most important thing in the world. But we have to change that development paradigm. Second message is eliminate speculative behavior in the economy. We know that speculative behavior has been the cause of the crisis in the world. And people are doing speculative behavior on the financial sector. They are not happy on that one. They go to the energy market. They go to the food market. So, to create food security, we have to work together, everybody in the world, and we in Indonesia, to eliminate speculative behavior in the market, including speculative behavior in the food market. In Indonesia, we have Islamic economics, and this can be used to eliminate speculative behavior. Third message is that we have to involve business community to be able to implement the new development paradigm. Without the involvement of business community, it is impossible to do this thing. We have to know Indonesia has 230 million population. It's a big market. Everybody wants to use Indonesia. It's a big market. Why we don't see ourselves as a big market. And the new government, I believe now, also understand this one. And I like to show you that not many people are already in the business of making organic vegan food. So why do you not join it now? Well, not many people are working in the organic food market. It is a lucrative business. 230 million population Indonesia produce locally, like Ibu Hira mentioned. Another important thing is not only a lucrative business, but the price must be affordable. The price must be low so that we could reach the 230 million population of Indonesia. Yang saya suka, Bapak dan Ibu, nanti malam akan ada makanan organik, vegan, enak, dan gratis. Last thing, but importantly, is good governance. When we want to have food security, we have to remember good governance. We have to remember about social responsibility. We have to remember that when we produce food, we should avoid corruption in the production and marketing of the food. This is the new paradigm I have been talking in the last year. So I talk about food security in the framework of this new paradigm. This is some important issues on creating food security. First, I mentioned, it must be environmentally friendly development. For example, by producing organic vegan food. Good governance, by creating social responsibility, no corruption in production and marketing. It must be people-centered development. It should be healthy by consuming less meat and dairy product. Make consumer informed on the quality of the food product. Don't cheat the consumers. Inform the consumers. Make people educated. That's also the responsibility of us who wants to produce organic vegan food. Third is ability to move. That is guaranteeing consumer the ability to move anywhere in the world to enjoy environmentally friendly healthy food and having freedom of fear, guaranteeing the freedom to consume whatever people like to consume. What should we do? We should help the government. We work with everybody, inform the people of the need to create environmentally friendly and healthy lifestyle. Make it as a new icon of modernity that a modern man and woman, a modern boy and a modern girl should be people who are concerned about environment. The price should be low to be able to reach the majority of large number of population. This is to get the largest profit. We should bring gastronomy to help to make it affordable and also tasty. My friend said that when I brought him to eat vegetarian food and I asked him whether he likes, he said, I don't care if it is vegetarian or not. The most important for me is delicious. So, tasty food is also important and gastronomy should be included if we want to create environment which is profitable in the business of organic vegan food. Well, I become hungry, cannot wait for the dinner. Yeah, it should be environment-friendly, healthy products. It is an emerging, lucrative business. The last recommendation is that one of the criteria to measure the success of a government is whether it can supply affordable, environmentally friendly, healthy food product to the majority of the population. I hope the government of Indonesia every 3 months can make a report whether they have been successful in supplying affordable, environmentally friendly, healthy food product. Not only economic growth is second or third, but this is very important criteria, and I believe the government of Indonesia can do it. Every 3 months, make a report to the whole population of Indonesia and the world whether it's already making a progress in supplying affordable, environmentally friendly, healthy food in Indonesia. Terima kasih banyak.
Thank you, Professor Aris Ananta, for taking time out of your busy schedule to share such valuable information with us. Once again, there is a very strong call. Let us all spread the message about why it's important to become organic vegan today, so that our beautiful planet and all living beings on her become healthier, and so that we can all maintain our food security by shortening the chain of food production. We have now come to the end of our lineup of expert presentations. We feel truly fortunate to be able to participate in this climate change seminar and sincerely thank the Ministry of Environment for hosting this very significant event. The Ministry of Environment considers this seminar as timely and positive response to the unprecedented urgency with which we need to find a solution to the escalating problem of climate change.
We would now like to invite you to join us in listening to some music that we are sure you will agree will calm our hearts and soothe our souls. This is a particularly soothing music called a rumba, played on traditional bamboo instruments, which are uniquely Indonesian and can be enjoyed by people from all walks of life. Sit back, relax, and enjoy this beautiful music performed by a young generation of musicians who aspire to carry on that musical tradition while also caring about our living environment.
The first music is a traditional Javanese piece, and the second music is a modern composition named Mission Impossible. You know, for some people, to save the world seems an impossible mission, but nothing is impossible for us if we are determined to work hand in hand to save the planet. We hope you enjoy them. Beautiful, soothing music, isn't it?
See, I told you.
Bamboo instruments originate from Indonesia and have been used and played by the Sundanese in West Java since ancient times. Sundanese people use angklung to signify time for prayer as well as for building community spirit.
And now, we invite you to look at the image displayed on the stage background. The symbol you see there is called the kayon, which in Indonesia represents change. We need constructive change right now to cope with climate change. Specifically, the change we need now is to adopt the vegan diet, and under the kayon, you can see organic vegan images. Again, please give another round of applause for our young generation and their wonderful performance.
So many people, both dedicated professionals and volunteers, have been involved in the preparation of this event. Many of us are aware of what climate change means to our beloved country through the significant impact it is already having on our daily lives. Recent occurrences of earthquakes and mudslides in Indonesia and neighboring countries show the seriousness of this problem. Scientists are also providing confirming evidence of the unstable and dangerous situation in which our planet finds herself.
Next on our program is the highlight of today's seminar, a video conference with our most beloved Supreme Master Hайн. We are sure that her honorable presence in the seminar will help to elevate the consciousness of people in Indonesia and of viewers around the world.
Supreme Master Hайн is a renowned humanitarian, spiritual teacher, poet, composer, and highly accomplished artist. For over 2 decades, she has devoted herself to helping people in need around the world and to promote an ecological and compassionate lifestyle. For her tremendous philanthropic contributions, in 2006, she received the prestigious Gusi Peace Prize Award, which is equivalent to the Nobel Peace Prize of the East. Just one example of countless awards she has received for her worldwide humanitarian works.
And more recently, Supreme Master Hайн has provided support to the victims of many of the natural disasters occurring with greater frequency around the world. Indonesia has always had a special place in Master's heart. Whenever there was a disaster in Indonesia, be it a tsunami, a typhoon, an earthquake, or a flood, Supreme Master Hайн has always sent an immediate donation and relief teams to ease the suffering of our Indonesian people.
Supreme Master Hайн has been invited to many international conferences to discuss global warming with scientists, politicians, journalists, and many leaders from around the world. She has shared with them and the public the easiest and the most effective way to solve global warming, which has been supported by the United Nations and many other authorities and scientists as well. Supreme Master Hайн has been invited as a guest of honor to attend this most meaningful event, and we are very extremely happy and honored that she can join us today through a video conference.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's now welcome Supreme Master Hайн with a warm round of applause.
Hi, Master. How are you? You look lovely today.
Hi. Hi. Hello. Someone here?
Yes. Hi. Thank you for joining us today.
Thanks for having me. Thank you. God bless you. God bless all of you. God bless Indonesia.
Thank you, Master. Supreme Master Ching Hai, before we begin our question and answer session, would you like to share some of your thoughts about climate change with us?
Oh, I will be honored to join you today. And I'm sure all of us already knew through the distinguished guest speakers, through their contribution of knowledge to our dire situation of the planet. But I will be glad and honored to share a few thoughts. I hope everyone is okay. How are you? Are you okay? Feel good?
We're really good, thank you, Master.
Splendid. I will try some Indonesian, like Senang bertemu Anda.
That's really good, Master.
I'm very honored to be here today and met the beautiful people of Indonesia again since a long time. And of course, my heart would like to give the best of thanks to all the distinguished guest speakers, dignitaries, and audience members, as well as the media, for your participation and support. Indonesia, your country, is an amazing nation of many islands, beautiful, beautiful, with a variety of ethnic cultures that are harmonized through your national motto, unity in diversity. Beautiful motto. Yes, beautiful. Your land is also richly endowed with natural wonders and a myriad of colorful living beings who lived in the forest and beneath the seas around you. I was so sorry to know of the earthquake disaster recently that struck your communities. I had conveyed my humble prayers and some humble emergency support, and I will continue to pray for the safety of your people as I do for the rest of the people of the world. On this shared island in space we call Earth, we have been abundantly given everything we need, but we must care for it while we still have the chance. Specifically, it is time to protect Indonesia, protect her oceans and lush forests. The largest of all in Asia is in Indonesia. I pray that through this important event, all of us will be further motivated to preserve the beautiful country of Indonesia as one of the jewels of our planet. So I convey my best wishes for a successful conference today. In just a few days, scientists from the United Nations Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change will be meeting in Bali. That's another beautiful place in your country. I have been there. May this gathering, significant in its own way, serve as a push for genuine concern for the momentum that we need to save our planet in time. May Allah bless you all. May Allah bless Indonesia. Thank you ever so much.
Thank you, Supreme Master Ching Hai, for your insightful words. And we would like to thank you for all the humanitarian work that you have done for Indonesia, for so many people in so many places.
We now begin today's question and answer session. with Supreme Master Hайн.
Okay, now our first question is coming from Mr. Budi Harto, a wildlife activist at Cikananga Sanctuary. He is also a Shining World Compassion Award recipient for his compassionate work with animals.
Welcome, sir. Welcome.
Yang saya hormati Supreme Master Hайн. Selamat sore.
Selamat siang.
Master yang saya hormati, makanan saya sehari-hari memang lebih banyak dengan sayur-sayuran, walaupun sebenarnya saya belum menjadi seorang vegetarian murni. Saya selama ini tidak makan daging karena memang saya adalah seorang aktivis pada Pusat Penyelamatan Satwa Liar, dan juga saya otomatis juga adalah seorang pecinta satwa. Setelah saya membaca buku dan majalah yang diberikan oleh asosiasi Anda di Indonesia, dan juga setelah saya menerima salah satu award, yaitu Shining World Compassion Award, saya lebih mengerti mengapa orang-orang memilih hidup vegetarian untuk menyelamatkan bumi. Master yang saya hormati, pertanyaan saya adalah, Master, mohon berbagi ide dengan kami bagaimana membuat gaya hidup vegan menjadi lebih populer di masyarakat kami dan menjadi tren positif untuk semua lapisan masyarakat, atau dengan kata lain, bagaimana gaya hidup vegan menjadi lebih membumi di masyarakat Indonesia, karena yang terasa memang agak gaya hidup vegan masih menjadi komunitas-komunitas tertentu. Terima kasih.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Budi Harto. Budi included Budi Harto. Your name means you have Buddha in you, huh? Budi is a Buddha. You look like a Buddha also. First of all, thank you for your caring work on behalf of the wild animals. God bless you for that. I'm glad to be able to tell you that with all the available foods and recipes nowadays, it's very easy to be vegan. You can do it. I'm sure of that. Now that you know why. Like most of people of the world, you are not informed about the reason and the cruelty behind that harmless looking piece of meat that we consume. It's just another step in expressing your love for the animals to be veg, which I can see is already very great. Your question is how to make the vegan lifestyle become more and more popular as a positive trend for everybody in the society. Yes, that is surely the ideal, the goal, Mr. Budi Harto. This is what we are working to do through Supreme Master Television and the efforts of our association members, airing programs and news about global warming and the vegan solution to benefit the people and the planet, as well as the distribution of information to reach the media and government representatives. If the governments recommend the vegan diet to halt global warming, you can imagine the level of response. But we can't afford to wait for the government or anyone else to create the trend. So we started now, first, by becoming vegan ourselves individually, and then letting everyone else know how easy and beneficial it is. Do you know some of the vegan advantages, Mr. Budi Harto? Okay, I tell you, there are really so many. I hardly know where to start, but I will list here just a few for you and the audience. First, fitness. A study in India conducted using cardiovascular fitness tests on both vegetarian and non-vegetarian teenagers, found that vegetarians had greater endurance and fitness than the non-vegetarians. Second, performance. vegan US Ironman triathlete Brandon Brazier, very famous, huh? made a mix from the veg ingredients of ham, dry pea, and lentil powders, that's all, with all the necessary amino acids to make a complete protein. Brandon says these simple ingredients provide energy that has sustained him through many medals winning, with quick muscle recovery between the events. Third, strength. A Belgian study measuring athletic ability found that the vegetarians could complete a weightlifting exercise 69 times, while the meat eaters average only 38 times. Almost half. In Denmark, scientists compared the exercise stamina of 3 different diets, discovering that those who ate meat, milk, and eggs, fish, were only able to last 57 minutes. Those who consumed meat and vegetables were able to continue for 114 minutes. That's better already, yes? But the vegan diet, persons who consume only vegan diet consists of grains, vegetables, and fruits, increased stamina to 167 minutes. Number 4, endurance. A test at Yale University in the USA compared the endurance of meat-eating athletes and vegetarians who normally did not even do any exercise at all. A normal person. Each person was given tests such as seeing how long they could hold out their arms like this. Only 13% of the meat eaters, 13%, 1-3, could hold their arms out for more than 15 minutes. And none of them reached 30 minutes. None. By contrast, over 68% of the vegetarians exceeded 15 minutes. Nearly 50% went over 30 minutes. And 28% went over 60 minutes. And one vegetarian person, was able to last for more than 3 hours. Yes? Compared to 15 minutes even. Yeah, not even 15 minutes. The meat eater could not even last 15 minutes. Fifth, intelligence. Scientists in the US measuring intelligence in children found that the IQ of vegetarian youths are significantly above average. And another study similarly of over 8,000 children conducted in the United Kingdom, England, discovered also that those with higher IQs at the age of 10 were more likely to be vegetarian as an adult, like around 30 years of age. So we also know of many prominent vegetarian and vegan historical figures known for their mental brilliance. The great mathematician and philosopher Pythagoras is vegetarian, as well as Albert Einstein. We all know who they are, right? Yes. There are other simple joys to the vegan lifestyle, such as not having to worry about elevated cholesterol, and in many cases we can even forget about heart disease and cancer. So, once we are successful in being vegan ourselves, with Organic Vegan being even better, by the way, we can start inviting others to join us. Ask your friends and colleagues over for dinner and lunch and introduce them to vegan dishes along the way. They can see for themselves how tasty and healthy it is. We can also pass out flyers that show the health and environmental advantages of being vegan, complete with all the famous, smart, beautiful, and strong examples of vegans, like movie stars, athletes, fitness training gurus, etc., etc. Yes. Meanwhile, you also can write to the government, school, and other important organizations to let them know the urgency of our climate and the importance of being veg, with any materials you need freely available from www.suprememastertv.com, or please ask our association member to help you. Besides the positive motivation for being vegan, you are helping address a very real need in our world at this time, Mr. Buriato. This is because our entire Earth is continuing to heat up from global warming, which scientists say is primarily caused by greenhouse gases emitted by the animal farms for the livestock industry. This activity of killing animals for meat has grown to vast proportions in many parts of the world outside of our eyes, causing immense suffering for countless animals, causing sickness to us humans, especially the children and the elderly. Yes. Along with land and water pollution, massive deforestation, loss of habitat for wildlife, which you try to protect, and human diseases that include bird and swine flu, mad cow disease, etc., etc. Meat production also means fishing, huh? After billions of these underwater animals have been snatched from their homes and killed en masse, our oceans are now gravely imbalanced. The cumulative impact of all these destructive activities is really beyond measure. And experts such as the United Nations Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change are continually revising their forecasts as they realize the Earth's decline from global warming is occurring much, much faster than anyone previously thought or predicted. Stopping meat and dairy consumption and fishing, poultry, or the animal product is the fastest and most effective way to cool our planet and halt these dangerous changes. And now that we also understand the immeasurable benefits for the organic vegan diet, we can simply step forward and implement this solution, which offers not only better personal health, but literally can save the entire planet, the entire world. This is how we continue to make the vegan lifestyle more popular. So please join us, Mr. Buriato, and become part of the trend to save our world. You can always ask for our assistance from different centers.
Thank you, Master, for your wise answer.
Some of the diseases related to meat consumption and or production: rabies, anthrax, sleeping sickness, Q fever, norovirus, swine flu, Ebola reston virus. Cured meats and fish increase leukemia risk in children. Antibiotic-resistant superbug infections from a strain of Staphylococcus aureus. Blue tongue disease, E. coli, salmonella. Bird flu, mad cow disease or Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease, 90% of the population at risk. Pig's disease or PMWS, listeriosis, shellfish poisoning, preeclampsia, Campylobacter, Clostridium difficile, diseases hidden in healthy appearing livestock. Some of the costs of meat eating. Infertility. Eating just one serving of meat per day increases the risk of women's infertility by 32%, with additional meat consumption increasing the risk. Heart disease. Over 17 million lives lost globally each year. Cost of cardiovascular disease is at least $1 trillion a year. Cancer. Increased childhood cancers and adult reproductive cancers from hormones in meat. Colon rectal cancer. Over 1 million new colon cancer patients diagnosed each year. more than 600,000 colon cancer-related mortalities annually. In the United States alone, colon cancer treatment costs about $6.5 billion. Millions of people are newly diagnosed with other meat-related cancers every year.
Diabetes. 246 million people are affected worldwide. An estimated $174 billion spent each year on treatment in just the United States. Obesity. Worldwide, 1.6 billion adults are overweight, with 400 million more who are obese. Costs $93 billion each year for medical expenses in the United States alone. At least 2.6 million people die annually from problems related to being overweight or obese. Environmental. Uses up to 70% of clean water. Pollutes most of the water bodies. Deforests the lungs of the earth. Uses up to 43% of the world's cereal. Uses up to 85% of the world's soy. Causes world hunger and wars. 80% cause of global warming. Plus more.
Some of the costs of milk consumption. Cowpox from milking cows. Bacterial microbes, pesticides and enzymes found in cheese derived from the inner stomach linings of other animals. Up to 80% of the calories in cheese are from pure fat. Breast, prostate and testicular cancer from hormones present in milk. Listeria and Crohn's disease. Hormones and saturated fat leads to osteoporosis, obesity, diabetes and heart disease. Linked to higher incidences of multiple sclerosis. Classified as a major allergen. Lactose intolerance. Plus more.
For more urgent information, please visit www.suprememastertv.com/killers. For help quitting, please visit.
Our next question, Master, comes from Ms. Hira Jamtani. She is a policy analyst and a writer on sustainable development and environmental issues. She is also a consultant for the Special Assistant to the Indonesian Minister of Environment.
Thank you. Welcome, Ms. Hira Jamtani.
What is the farmers' role, especially small farmers in poor countries, in this entire spiritual and ecology movement concerning the vegan society? Can we help them so that their life will be more prosperous through this movement? Thank you.
Thank you, Madam, for your time and your concern. Good day to you. Yes, the small farmers have an important role to play. You're right to be concerned and want to help them, especially during this urgent time and in the future. They have a role in the veg trend to feed the world with nutritious and sustainable plant-based food. And wherever possible, our farmers should become organic vegan farmers to help restore the planet to healthy balance, while improving people's health and helping to stop the suffering of both humans and animals. I pray this will be multifold, noble role of all the farmers of the world. The climate scientists are advising us that we must cut our meat consumption if we want to save the planet. Because the animals' farms are too inefficient, too costly, depleting natural resources, polluting the environment, creating huge medical costs, water shortage, war hunger, and conflicts. In contrast to animal raising, growing organic vegetables, fruits and legumes yield more and better nutrition, is harmonious for humans, animals, and the environment, and is more profitable. Organically farmed soy is also healthy and even absorbs a lot of the greenhouse gases from the atmosphere. In fact, if tillable land was globally used for organic farming, it would absorb 40% of all greenhouse gases, at least. Can you imagine? 40% will be absorbed by organic farming method. Then we have another 50% that will be cut off by abolishing animal industry. Then our planet will be healthy. Very simple, logical, scientific, and quick. Contrary to some beliefs, organic farming is quite profitable, and especially for small farmers. We have examples everywhere, and we have shown some of these examples on Supreme Master Television, where the farmers just sprinkle the seeds on the land, that's it. No water needed, no fertilizer needed, not much work to do even. You just sit there and wait for the rain to come, or even not rain much, then they will harvest, and harvest in abundance. Now, we have also multiple studies in the United States, India, and New Zealand. They all have confirmed this, that some of the reasons for the greater profit are that the production costs are lower than conventional farming. There are more crop varieties that could be rotated, such as corn, soybean, and alfalfa. Also, the organic system is naturally more resistant to drought than conventional farm system. In the United States, crop yields were at least the same and even up to 3 times higher than normal after the switch to organic vegetable farming. Can you imagine? We harvest 3 times more in the same piece of land if we do organic farming. At the same time, the environment is more protected. The produce is healthier and tastier. The good news is more and more people are realizing the many benefits of organic vegan products, making it a trend in many countries and many cities, including Indonesia. Besides, we are facing a food shortage with high food prices. Small farmers can help us develop our economies in a better direction that is no longer dominated and hampered by the meat industry. The United Nations announced that as of 2009, the world is now seeing the highest number of hungry people in 4 decades. To be exact, there are 1.02 billion people with not enough food in the world. Hungry, 1.02 billion people hungry in the world right now. That is 1 in every 6 person, including children, elderly, women. While we are sitting here in safety and comfort and have sufficient food for ourselves and our family, our neighboring people, our world co-citizens, more than 1 billion of them are living in poverty, in hunger, in thirst, no sufficient water, no clean water, no food to eat. Children are dying every few seconds. Statistically, every 5 seconds, 1 child died of hunger. I'm sorry to inform you all this bad news, but I guess some of you already know, and the truth has to be told. Organic vegan farming is also part of the solution to solve hunger. Small farmers have a spiritual role in veganism as well. The vegan diet itself is a spiritual movement because it is the single most effective way to expand our human compassion and noble quality and loving quality. It can reverse the cycle of violence and bad karmic retribution. As we sow, so shall we reap. And it places us within a circle of love, protection, and mercy from any negative happenings in the physical realm. So the vegan organic farmers support countless others to have this great merit by providing them with food that has minimal or is free of violence, and through that he surely gains many spiritual merit himself. In many cases, organic farming is not different at all from conventional methods. Not much. So besides some labor, the technologies to become organic vegan don't require a lot of investment. But in case the farmers need help, the government can provide. Because the government subsidizes for meat farmer anyway. So instead of subsidize for meat industry, we subsidize the organic farming industry. So the government can give them vegetable seeds and training on a better ways to farm without using chemical fertilizers, because sometimes the farmers are just not well informed about the harms of livestock raising or the chemicals or the fertilizer or insecticide. They're not informed about a better way to grow vegetable and make more profit. The government can help them implement the measures to conserve the land and improve the quality of their products so that their buyers will trust in them, etc. The government can also set up a certification and quality standardization system to further promote the organic vegan industry. Now, regarding your question on how we can help the small farmers, we can ask the government to support them in becoming organic vegan by letting them know that this is what the citizens want and this will save the world. We can encourage our supermarket, our schools, our company, etc., as well as to consider this healthier, more practical way of nourishing people. Ultimately, as consumers, we, the ordinary citizens, have a lot of power in our hands, and it's up to us to create the demand for the right foods and boycott the wrong ones, the harmful foods, the dangerous foods to us and to our children, the foods that are leading our planetary home to destruction. Instead, we should choose to buy organic vegetable and fruit products to save our lives and those of our families, save the animals and the planet. Even if organic vegan is not yet possible or available to you, the most important first step is to stop buying and eating meat, fish, eggs, dairy, and any animal products. For you and for your family's sake, for the natural resource sake, and to plant the seeds for a better agriculture system for everyone. In this way, not only can all the farmers prosper, we help them in this way, but everyone will prosper and enjoy a long and thriving life. Thank you, Ms. Chamtani, for your very considerate question.
Thank you very much for your answer.
Some of the benefits of a vegetarian diet: lowers blood pressure, lowers cholesterol levels, reduces type 2 diabetes, prevents stroke conditions, reverses atherosclerosis, reduces heart disease risk 50%, reduces heart surgery risk 80%, prevents many forms of cancer, stronger immune system, increases life expectancy up to 15 years, higher IQ, saves 70% of the total cost of $40 trillion for reducing global warming, uses 4.5 times less land to grow food, conserves up to 70% clean water, saves 80% of the cleared Amazonian rainforest from animal grazing. A solution for world hunger. Free up 3.4 billion hectares of land, free up 760 million tons of grain every year, half the world's grain supply, consumes 1/3 fossil fuels of those used for meat production, reduces pollution from untreated animal waste, maintains cleaner air, saves 4.5 tons of emissions per U.S. household per year, stop 80% of global warming. Plus more.
And now we have a question from Mr. Haji Hairudin, well known by his nickname Bang Idin. He is a farmer and founder of Sangha Buana Environmental Farmers Group.
Welcome, sir.
Terima kasih. Yang saya hormati Mr. Ching, yang saya hormati dan saya cintai. Nama saya Bang Idin. Saya dari kelompok petani. Namanya kelompok tani lingkungan hidup Sangga Buana. Arti kata Sangga Buana, filsafatnya adalah Sangga Tiang Buana kehidupan alam semesta. Kerjaan saya sehari-hari adalah di sungai. Bagaimana saya membersihkan sungai, sampah menjadi bagian pupuk organik yang saya tanemin selama hampir 15 tahun yang lalu, tumbuh di kawasan hutan konservasi Kali Pesanggerahan. Itu pekerjaan saya. Dan saya dengan teman-teman 15 tahun yang lalu sudah bicara bahwa saya di sana itu dari 60.000 pohon, kawasan tanaman obat, tanaman langka, koridor burung, ditanaman dengan pupuk organik. Mr. Ching yang saya hormati, bahwa filosof dalam saya berjuang ini dalam kelompok tani, bahwa alam ini bukan warisan tetapi titipan anak cucu. Nah, cuman bagaimana? Saya bukan menjadi petani vegan, tapi sudah berjuang untuk bagian vegan. Dan saya memelihara ikan di sungai-sungai, di alam bebas, tetapi tidak dimakan, tetapi dijaga dengan kelompok-kelompok saya. Cuman bagaimana solusinya? Memberi pemahaman. Kelompok-kelompok saya adalah orang-orang yang tidak berpendidikan seperti saya. Orang-orang yang wawasannya pendek, tetapi paham. Karena kalau kata orang tua saya, orang pintar belum tentu paham, orang paham sedikit pintar. Bagaimana cara solusinya? Cara yang terbaik bagaimana petani saya menjadi nanti bagian orang penduduk yang punya ekonomi tinggi, dan filosofnya adalah dia tetap sayang kepada alamnya. Terima kasih.
Xiang. Hello, Mr. Vanidin. Thanks for your presence today. And thanks for being organic farmers. It's great to know that someone is doing it. Mr. Vanidin, as you are fondly called, bravo for your hard work in restoring the balance of your country's natural resources. And also for your time with young people, helping them to be good stewards of the earth. I appreciate your diligent effort. God bless you. Allah bless you. I too have been saddened at times to see how the environment is treated, especially our animal co-inhabitants. It is better if we remember that land is not like a possession or something that we just do anything we please with. The land is part of the great being we call Mother Earth, which in a higher sense belongs to God. In fact, many religious beliefs describe the role of the human as a steward or caretakers of the planet. For example, in the Native American tradition, there is a saying, we do not inherit the earth from our ancestors, we borrow it from our children. Just like you have said that. The Christian Bible also mentions that the Lord God took the man and put him in the Garden of Eden to till and keep it. To till and keep it, mean to farm and keep it. Yes, like what you're doing. When God put the man in Eden to till and keep the Garden of Eden, I don't think God has told him to put chemical fertilizers into the land that God has made. Because God has made it perfect already. It's we who has been destroying the natural resources and underestimate the blessing of Allah, who has made everything perfect already for our use. We have no need for any artificial chemical to feed our crops. I don't hear any mention of chemical fertilizer in the Bible or in the Quran or in any other religious scriptures, regardless of what religions we belong. And the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, has taught us like this. He said, "The world is green and beautiful, and Allah has appointed you his guardian over it." So we should tend to the environment carefully, the way our Prophet has taught us. As I know you have been doing, the way you have been doing, sir, is great. It's according to Allah's will. Because of the critical state of the planet, if we don't act quickly, there may be nothing left at all for us to even want to protect. At that time, it might be too late. We cannot continue the trend like this forever and stop whenever we want to save the planet. I'm sorry to say we have a limited time. According to all the scientific evidence and all the physical evidence up to date, we don't have much time. Even later on, if we want to save the planet, it won't be successful. So we must do it now while we still have a chance. The threats imposed by global warming are more than imminent. They are already here. As you can see through many disasters, upheavals, climate refugees phenomena around the world. Now, according to expert scientists, the atmospheric temperatures are rising so steeply that we do not have much time left to change. We do not have much time left to change. And that is just what they have predicted up to date. But they always predicted and telling us that every time they updated something, it's always getting worse and always faster than they have predicted or they have expected. So we cannot sit here and wait. Even not much time left to change, we could not even rely on that. There may be even less time than not much. The effects of climate change can be seen in so many ways, with increased flooding, droughts, fire, and even earthquakes everywhere in the world. One of the most tragic disasters of our time was the tsunami that struck your country in 2004, that brought so much sorrow for Indonesian people and the people of the world. We still feel very sad remembering this. It's like just yesterday. Because the people who are affected, they do not forget yet what have happened to their children, their loved ones, their houses, their ancestral heritage. Many things has gone away with the tsunami. It's not just material. It's not just the loss of life. It's the heartbreaks that affect people in the aftermath. It's the living who has to live with the tragedy, with the memories of the loved ones and everything that's gone with it. I'm so sorry. It should not have happened, because Indonesian people are God-fearing people, very good people, hospitable, lovely people. I have been to your country many times and had the chance to experience the love of your countrymen. This should not have happened. It's just a collective bad karma of the whole world. And it has to happen somewhere. Somewhere that's more vulnerable than the rest. And most often it's the poor people who are in a vulnerable situation, who suffer the most. I I'm so sorry. I'm sure you feel the same, and your people still feel the pain of this tsunami even after all this time. The inside wound of the heart doesn't heal too fast. Maybe we can build them houses, give them money, give them food, but we cannot truly heal the pain in the people's heart. Can we? No. Not really, right? We can only pray to Allah to give them strength to continue. Since then, more than 60 Indonesian islands have become submerged. 60 islands from your country island have become submerged, gone, disappeared, underwater since 2004, since the tsunami. 60 islands have already gone, disappeared forever. And your government is forecasting that 2,000 more islands may sink below the sea over the next decade or so. Due to global warming, it could be faster. Prediction doesn't always correspond to the nature phenomena or the things that happen due to retribution, due to our careless action. So, rising sea level is going to submerge, maybe faster than a decade. Another 2,000 of your beautiful, beautiful, irreplaceable jewel islands. Most recently, your country endured another earthquake. This is also another pain and heartache for people of Indonesia and the world. But this one, thankfully, not as devastating, but still with sorrowful loss of many lives. It was painful for me to hear of the human loss and the suffering. So I did what I can. Of course, like everybody else, I sent some humble contribution and sent some of our association members, blessed be their good heart, to try to offer comfort to those most in need. However humble the aid, it contains my shared sorrow and prayers for your people in time of need. I wish, of course, I could do much more, much more. So sorry. There have also been several quakes since, and scientists have discovered that earthquakes are linked to global warming because as the ice melts at the poles, North and South poles beneath Greenland, pressure shifts on the Earth's plate. That could trigger movement to cause earthquake. How do we stop these alarming changes, Mr. Charudin? We have to halt the meat consumption and the livestock raising, where animals live so briefly and then are brutally murdered en masse just for a few seconds of pleasure of the consumers. The greenhouse gases released from the animals, from their waste, agriculture runoff, and the activities related to these massive operations have been identified as the primary, the number one cause of global warming. Such facilities, which are known to be utterly inhumane, horribly filthy, and extremely overcrowded, have been built in Mexico, in the United States, and in Europe, with one or so, maybe more even in your country. On the island of Bulan, that contained 250,000 pigs. That's on the island of Bulan in your country. As the harmful emissions of these and other animal-raising operations cause atmospheric temperatures to get hotter around the world, especially at the Arctic, the destructive effects are too many to count. They include disturbances to birds, migration patterns, homelessness of Arctic animals such as seals and penguins and polar bears, because the ice is nearly gone, a ruined wildlife habitat. From Amazonian deforestation for cattle pasture and feed, the release of even more carbon dioxide and heat-trapping methane from thawing regions of permafrost, global sea level rise that is forcing people from their home. It's not just the earthquakes, it's not just a tsunami, it's not just a typhoon, it's not just a cyclone, it's the rising sea levels as well. Force people to lose their homes, their ancestral home, to go begging elsewhere. Losing also their dignity, the power to take care of their own family, losing their grace, losing their status of the caretaker of the family, losing everything, not just physical possession, losing their loved ones as well. And such extreme weather patterns that include extensive flooding along with prolonged droughts. It's easy to see the many forms of environmental harm that are linked to this killing industry, which we call meat consumerism. The mass murder of billions of innocent animals' lives. Even wild animals, such as the beautiful Indonesian monkeys and the highly endangered Sumatran orangutan, are known also to be hunted and sold for meat. Mr. Charudin, in the Quran, Allah forbid the killing. Allah tells us to be merciful to all creatures. Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, told us to be merciful to all creatures. He told even his cousin not to eat meat. Please read the Quran again and tell me if I'm right. In our society, ladies and gentlemen, all the powerful people in the world, in our society, the law only punished someone who has done something wrong to the society. The animals, they have never done us any wrong. They live their life quietly. They're eating whatever God provides them. They don't harm us in any way. Even if some cases they do because we destroy their habitat, because they have nowhere to live. They have no more food in the nature for them to eat, so they have to come to us, trusting that we would share with them some food because we took away their habitat. In our society, if we took away something from someone, we pay back something. So the animals trusted that we would pay them back with some food. But in any case, we always kill them if they come too near. Now, I don't know if there's any law that say that human beings has the right to disturb the wild habitats of the animals. Is any law from God, from Allah, or from our physical law stating that we have the right to destroy the habitat of the wild and then kill them if they come near, or don't even come near, like the wild monkey of Indonesia and the orangutan and many other wild animals that some noble organization try desperately to help to preserve. But they don't have enough power sometimes, because the one who has power do not care. Please forgive me if I offend anyone. The truth is always the truth, say it or not say it. Mr. Charudin, I hope you and the audience can agree that the legacy to our children should include our promise, our vow, our law to refrain from killing animals or making them suffer in any way if we want to call ourselves a civilized human race. We must protect the animals' lives, which are linked to ours. We have to protect them because they are us. Because if we don't protect them, we are vulnerable. Because heaven will not forgive us if we treat other co-inhabitants unkindly. Also because now we are at a point where we must change while there is still time. Otherwise, we will face disastrous consequences and we might lose the whole world, our lives altogether. If we want to receive the mercy of heaven for our life here on earth, we must first be merciful in granting the same dignity and freedom of life to the animals. I hope you agree. Only then can we have a return of the environmental balance that I know you also seek to protect, Mr. Charudin. That's why you are doing what you do. If everyone does this, our world will be transformed. So, please everyone, plant veg, be veg. And we can go green later when we already saved the planet. Save our planet. Please, I wish you the best, sir. God bless you.
Thank you, Master.
Vegetarianism in religion.
The Baha'i Faith. Regarding the eating of animal flesh and abstinence therefrom, know thou of a certainty that, in the beginning of creation, God determined the food of every living being, and to eat contrary to that determination is not approved. Selections from the Baha'i writings of some aspects of health and healing.
Buddhism. All meats eaten by living beings are of their own relatives. Lankavatara Sutra. Also, after the birth of the baby, care must be exercised not to kill any animal in order to feed the mother with meaty delicacies, and not to assemble many relatives to drink liquor or to eat meat, because at the difficult time of birth there are innumerable evil demons, monsters, and goblins who want to consume the smelly blood. By ignorantly and adversely resorting to the killing of animals for consumption, they bring down curses upon themselves, which are detrimental to both the mother and the baby. Ksiti Sutra. Be careful during the days immediately after someone's death, not killing or destroying, or creating evil karma by worshipping or offering sacrifice to demons and deities, because such killing and slaughtering committed, or such worship performed, or such sacrifice offered, would not have even an iota of force to benefit the dead, but would entwine even more sinful karma into previous karma, making it even deeper and more serious. Thus, delay his rebirth to a good state. Karma means retribution. Ksiti Sutra.
Gaudai. The most important thing is to stop killing, because animals also have souls and understand like humans. If we kill and eat them, then we owe them a blood debt. Teachings of the Saints.
Christianity. Meats for the belly, and the belly for meats, but God shall destroy both it and them. Holy Bible.
And while the flesh was yet between their teeth, ere it was chewed, the wrath of the Lord was kindled against the people, and the Lord smote the people with a very great plague. Holy Bible.
Confucianism. All men have a mind which cannot bear to see the sufferings of others. The superior man, having seen the animals alive, cannot bear to see them die. Having heard their dying cries, he cannot bear to eat their flesh. Mencius. Essenes.
I am come to end the sacrifices and feasts of blood, and if ye cease not offering and eating of flesh and blood, the wrath of God shall not cease from you. Gospel of the Holy 12.
Hinduism. Since you cannot bring killed animals back to life, you are responsible for killing them. Therefore, you are going to hell. There is no way for your deliverance. Adalila.
He who desires to augment his own flesh by eating the flesh of other creatures lives in misery in whatever species he may take his birth. Mahabharata anew.
Islam. Allah will not give mercy to anyone except those who give mercy to other creatures. Hadith.
Do not allow your stomachs to become graveyards of animals. Hadith.
Jainism. A true monk should not accept such food and drink as has been specially prepared for him involving the slaughter of living beings. Sutrakatanga.
Judaism. And whatsoever man there be of the house of Israel, or of the strangers that sojourn among you, that eateth any manner of blood, I will even set my face against that soul that eateth blood, and will cut him off from among his people. Holy Bible. Blood meaning flesh.
Sikhism. Those mortals who consume marijuana, flesh, and wine, no matter what pilgrimages, fasts, and rituals they follow, they will all go to hell. Guru Granth Sahib.
Taoism. Do not go into the mountain to catch birds and nets, nor to the water to poison fishes and minnows. Do not butcher the ox that plows your field. Tract of the Quiet Way.
Tibetan Buddhism. The offering to the deities of meat obtained by killing animate beings is like offering a mother the flesh of her own child, and this is a grievous failure, the supreme path of discipleship.
Zoroastrianism. Those plants I, Ahura Mazda, or God, rain down upon the earth to bring food to the faithful and fodder to the beneficent cow. Avesta.
Everybody knows that vegetarian diet is good for health and to save the planet. They will be awakening their own great, compassionate, loving self-nature, and then their level of consciousness will rise up automatically, and they will understand more than they ever did, and they'll be closer to heaven than what they are right now.
The next question is from Ms. Harini Bambang Wahono, member of the Society of Activist Care for the Environment and the recipient of the National Champion in Nature Conservation and Planning Award, as well as the Kalpataru Award.
Terima kasih atas kesempatan ini.
Halo, Madam. Bagaimana kabar Anda?
Baik, Supreme Master Cheng yang saya hormati. Saya sebagai anak petani, sejak kecil sudah akrab dengan lingkungan dan bersahabat dengan binatang-binatang yang ada di sekeliling saya. Saya sangat menyukai lingkungan dan sangat menyukai keindahan lingkungan yang hijau di sekitar tanah pertanian milik ayah saya. Dan sekarang ini, dewasa ini, saya merasakan dan mengetahui bahwa bumi kita terancam oleh kehancuran karena perubahan iklim. Saya sudah mencoba berbuat semampu saya untuk memberi penyuluhan kepada masyarakat di sekitar saya, untuk peduli lingkungan, untuk membuat lingkungan nyaman untuk ditinggal, dan untuk bersahabat dengan satwa yang ada. Pertanyaan saya sekarang ini, bagaimana sekiranya peran yang harus kita lakukan dan juga semua anak bangsa di negeri ini untuk menyelamatkan bumi kita daripada kerusakan. Itu saja. Terima kasih banyak.
Yes, thank you for your very loving, concerned question and the willingness to save the planet. Thank you also for your love toward all beings on this planet. Thank you for your love for the nature and the animals, which of course you inherited from your childhood life being as a farmer's daughter. And congratulations on the awards that you received, which you so much deserve, such as the National Champion in Natural Conservation and Planting Award. It is reported that the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, has said, "Whoever plants a tree and diligently looks after it until it matures and bears fruit will be rewarded. Correct me if I'm wrong. I understand your sorrow about the plight of the lives on our earth. I feel the same, Madam. Already we have lost countless precious human lives and animals and life-supporting plants due to climate change. Every year, at least 150,000 people die due to climate change, including in Indonesia. Also, every year, 325 million people are seriously affected by climate change. Also, including Indonesia, of course. That is more than the whole population of your country who are suffering each year due to climate change. Imagine if the whole population of your country suffer due to climate change. And in the whole world, 325 million people, that's more than your whole country population, suffer due to climate change. Scientists calculated the annual number of flood events has tripled since 1980s. And tropical storms and similar events have nearly doubled, Madam. Furthermore, the United Nations Under-Secretary General for Humanitarian Affairs, John Holmes, stated that 99% of the people who lose their lives due to natural disasters are in Asia, including Indonesia. And how many more are we bound to lose if we don't change on time? What are we waiting for? Fortunately, we still have hope, Madam. If we still really want to stop all this loss and suffering, we must all become vegans to save the world. Very simple solution. A little change in the diet, that's all. One piece of meat, put one piece of tofu instead. There are a variety of vegetarian diets, not just tofu. I'm just saying that. Because nowadays they make vegan beef steak or vegan hamburger look exactly like the meat product. Tastes even better, healthier, and more sustainable. Yes. So it's just a little change in our diet. That's all. One piece of meat, eliminate, and one piece of meatless protein is the same, just better, healthier. Because animal consumption is killing our world. The war is nothing compared to it. The terrorism, what we say terrorism, is nothing compared to it. Anything is nothing compared to the meat industry. It is really killing our people and our planet. One example is fishing. The US-based Pew Commission found that overfishing is the greatest threat to marine ecosystems, followed by agriculture runoff, including livestock manure, waste, and fertilizers used on animal feed crop. In your country, Indonesia, where overfishing is common in the precious coral reef areas, one report has put it this way. I quote exact from that report. Overfishing is causing more damage to the coral reefs than earthquakes or tsunamis. Can you imagine this, Madam? And we thought earthquakes and tsunamis are already devastating enough, are already causing too much heartaches and sorrow. But overfishing, even just in Indonesia alone, is causing more damage than earthquakes and tsunamis. My God. Overfishing has caused the remaining fish to be smaller, so the mesh size of the net has been decreased to capture smaller fish, resulting in other fish being caught as well. The other fish that the fisher don't need also being caught there. so it destroy even more marine ecosystem and destroy more fish life. These are either ground up as animal feed, used as fertilizer, or thrown back into the ocean as dead fish. I have seen one documentary film from Greenpeace Brazil. Oh, actually we aired it yesterday on Supreme Master Television. You can see that the dead fish are covering the whole entire surface of water. You don't see water, you only see dead fish floating on top. It's a horrible sight to witness. Now, for example, for every 1 ton of prawns caught, 3 tons of other fish are so killed and thrown away. For 1 ton of prawn, 3 other tons of other so-called useless fish to the fishermen is commercially useless, have been thrown away. Can you imagine how much damage we done to the sea? The Indonesian government also acknowledged the devastated oceans due to fishing, and also said that 94% of Indonesia coral reefs are dying, just in your country alone. It's very devastating to the environment. The coral reef are there to protect us. If they are dying, we'll be dying. It's just we don't see the effect immediately, so we think it doesn't concern us. It does concern us. In addition, every year, Indonesia imports 70,000 tons of beef from Australia and New Zealand. It takes 15,000 tons of water to produce 1 ton of beef. So in total, the imported beef production alone, which doesn't even reflect the full amount of beef consumed in Indonesia, causes the waste of almost 1.2 billion tons of water each year. That's why we're short of water in the world. Sadly, madam, while this waste is going on right now, 1.1 billion people have no access to clean, safe water. 1.1 billion. And 1.8 million children die every year due to sickness from contaminated water. So you can see the animals' diet. The animals industry is killing our people, killing our water, killing our planet, killing marine lives, killing our sea, killing coral reefs, killing all that is important and protective to us. Just for the sake of immediate profit, we're killing our world and we're killing ourselves. If we truly wish to see real harmony born between humans and animals and nature and heaven, we must be the harmony. We must live in harmony and act also in harmony, which includes the act of eating harmoniously each time we come to the table. Peace, compassion, mercy begin on our plate. We cannot truly call ourselves harmonious if every meal is the result of filling our hands with the blood of the innocent and harming the environment and killing our planet in which we live. We must protect the environment and the animals because we have to protect ourselves. They are linked to our safety, comfort, and longevity and the life of the planet. If we want to have a home for our children, we must protect the animals. How can we call a dinner of fish harmonious when slow and painful deaths by mass suffocation had to take place to bring the fish there on our plate? All the scriptures told us that we receive what we grant, or we reap what we sow. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, Allah will not give mercy to anyone except to those who give mercy to other creatures. That's stated in the Quran. We need your help, Madam Wahunu. We need everybody's help as well. It's not just our animals and trees, but human lives that need help saving. And by being vegan, we are not just ensuring everyone's survival, but this is also our chance to have a new, harmonious, noble, peaceful relationship with other species on our planet. We have to live befitting the children of Allah. Can you imagine? Suppose Allah would come to our planet. What would he do? Imagine Allah come here and kill every living creature to eat, just to keep his body alive for 100 years or more or less. Would Allah ever do that? Would he, Madam?
No, Master.
No, yes. We cannot imagine a God or Almighty Allah would come here and kill every little innocent, helpless, defenseless, loving creature to eat. So we are the children of God. All the prophets tell us that. Jesus Christ told us that. Buddha told us that. Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, told us that. We are the children of a merciful Father. We have to be like a Father. This is very logical. That would please the Father that we are like him, that we are merciful, that we are compassionate, that we are in harmony with each other. All the Father would love the children to be like that. So, in order to be worthy of Allah's children, of God's children, we must live the way our Father would like us to live. This is the stepping stone that would even stop war among humans and bring heaven to earth. In no time. If we stop the killings, heaven will be here. God will be among us and we can feel him. We may be able to even see him. Not just in vision of meditative prayer, but maybe just like normal. In addition, we should do good deeds to further strengthen the loving, positive atmosphere of our planet. You see, just like when we walk into a room, some people quarreling with each other or even fighting with each other, we feel very frightened and uncomfortable. Yes? That is the atmosphere of the fighting, argument, discord, make us feel we want to step away, we want to run, because we're scared. We feel very uncomfortable. But if we walk into a room where people are sitting together, having a happy party or a wedding, we feel so happy, blissful, because the atmosphere is happy. So that is what I mean by atmosphere. We have to create a happy, loving atmosphere for our planet. Then we can live in that atmosphere, be protected and be happy. This is very scientific. We don't need even to believe in any religions to understand this. We create our atmosphere. Just like at home, if you're in harmony with your wife, your husband, your children, you feel so nice and happy. But when you are not happy with each other, you fighting or arguing, the atmosphere is really very uncomfortable, sometimes suffocating. That is the atmosphere that I'm talking about. So we create the atmosphere we live in. If everyone creates a harmonious atmosphere, our planet will be in peace and we will be like in paradise. We have to create a loving atmosphere for our planet. This will also help protect us. And also we should pray to heavens, to great mercy Allah and the angels, to all divine beings, to help awaken humankind, awaken us, so that we understand right from wrong. We understand that we must walk the way of God's children. With your admirable, strong, proactive spirit, we have more hope, Madam Bahono. So please help us. Help us. Help your loved ones and those around you to all be veg and do good deeds. Please remind them. Thank you so much. May God bless you.
Thank you, Master, for those words of wisdom.
Thank you.
Iya, kita harus berbuat sesuatu. Saya pesan kepada seluruhnya untuk konsisten untuk menjadi vegan, karena ternyata vegan adalah syarat cepat untuk menyelamatkan dunia dari krisis global warming. Satwa yang selama ini menderita kita selamatkan dan kita pulangkan ke hutan kembali untuk berfungsi untuk kita semua. Be veg, go green, save a planet.
Sebagai salah satu generasi muda, saya merasa memang sudah waktunya kita untuk bergerak dan melakukan sesuatu gitu. Dan setelah tadi saya lihat beberapa presentasinya juga cukup membuat saya makin terbuka wawasan saya mengenai what should we do itu ternyata banyak banget yang harus kita lakukan gitu. Dan luar biasanya lagi, saya bahagianya lagi adalah banyak sekali teman-teman saya juga yang ternyata ikut peduli terhadap hal ini gitu. Saya masih banyak belajar bagaimana caranya juga untuk bisa mengubah pola makan saya ini agar bisa nantinya jadi lebih baik lagi. Bukan hanya untuk dunia tapi juga untuk diri saya sendiri. Mudah-mudahan sih ya secepat mungkin saya bisa melakukannya gitu. Be veg, go green, and save the planet.
Menurut saya seminar tadi baik, sungguh bagus. Terlebih ada telekonferenz ya, begitu lembut juga sehingga kita lihat dengan mata kepala sendiri bagaimana akibatnya. Bahkan dalam hati karena saya datang dengan 5 guru. Saya berkata nanti pulang kita praktek. Seminggu 1-2 kali tidak ada daging. Mungkin kita berikan kampanye pada anak-anak. Ya dengan tadi seminggu 1 atau 2 kali tidak ada daging. Jadi kita harus beritahu orang-orang di kantin. Kalau kita menurut Supreme Master Hайн, saya rasa mungkin dunia akan lebih aman karena tidak ada calamity.
Saya sangat puas, sangat senang dan bahagia, tidak bisa terkira gitu. Luar biasa. Saya sangat puas dengan apa yang disampaikan oleh Supreme Master Hайн.
Menurut Bapak sebagai pengusaha, tindakan apa yang harus dilakukan para pengusaha dalam menghadapi global warming?
Untuk menghadapi global warming, saya akan meluangkan waktu saya sebisa-bisa mungkin untuk melakukan tindakan-tindakan penghijauan, memberitahu teman-teman semuanya agar bisa hemat energi dan hemat semuanya, melakukan vegetarian atau bervegan. Saya sudah menjalani vegan organik baru 3 bulan ya, tapi untuk vegan sudah sekitar 5 tahun saya lakukan. Perkembangan luar biasa, jadi saya sangat sehat sekali gitu. Dalam jasmani saya luar biasa, rohani pun artinya sudah lumayan meningkat lah. Ayo kita be veg, go green, save the planet.
I think it's a great seminar. It's an important initiative, especially talking about organic farming. My name is Tessa. I work for Greenpeace Climate and Energy Campaign, and I'd like to say to everyone, be veg, go green, and save the planet.